Are we live? I never know. It starts spinning and I just don't know if we're officially live. All right. Hey everyone. Becky Lander here. Hope you are having a wonderful Monday. Whew, it's Monday. Can you guys even believe it? I feel like these days, I am not even sure what day of the week it is, but it's Monday, and I am more than excited to be here with you guys tonight to talk a little bit about a mid-year check-in. How crazy is that? 2020 has been, I think I'm calling it the craziest year yet, the wildest, the nuttiest, the absolute craziest year yet. And I just think that we got to do a little bit of regrouping. So I want to make sure that I'm live in all the right places. So as you guys are joining in, say hello. Let me know you're here. I'm gonna double check over on my other screen and make sure I think I am all the places that I think I am. If you guys are not in our free group, it's myconsultanttrainingtribe.com on Facebook. And I show up every day kind of sharing some tips, some motivation, some ideas for you. And let me make sure, I'm going to post that here in the comments to make sure you guys get it. And I thought the timing of this couldn't be more perfect. Yay. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. We're exactly where we need to be. As you guys are joining in, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know how your day's going. Give me all the details. So I'm so excited to be here because it is almost exactly, halfway through the year. The year. So I know many of you are pushing hard, working to finish your June goals. So you have another day left. I know I have a crazy big goal for June. You guys would do a lot of social media will understand. My goal for the month of June is to plan out and batch 3 months of content across all of my channels by tomorrow at midnight. I mean, I have a pretty good start on it, but that's my goal, trying to get it all done by the end of June. But I also think that this is, hey Tracy, it is late for you. It is late. But I also think that this is a great time of year to really kind of realize that we're at the halfway point. And this year has been crazier than ever. It is likely that you have made plans, you've crossed out plans, you've erased them, you've added new plans, you've shifted plans, you've adapted your plans. Because it's been a wild year. So whether you have made the shift from in person to online, whether you have made a shift from going to your conference in person to now having a virtual conference, maybe it's adding more people to your team than you ever anticipated, knowing that everyone is looking for an opportunity to make a little bit of extra income from home. Whatever it might be, you have likely adapted your business in ways that you would have never thought you would have back in January. So last Friday in our Modern Direct Seller Academy, we had a virtual retreat for our annual members. And we talked at length about the plans that we made in January and the shifts that we're making now that it's June. So I wanted to share just a couple quick tips on that as you maybe take a little bit of time to reflect and think about what you need to do to shift your plan and adapt your plan to still reach those big goals that you set back in January come December 31st, 2020, when we all celebrate that this year is over. And I say that in the nicest, kindest way. It really is, I feel very blessed to have a happy, healthy family, but it's been a crazy, crazy year. And adapting plans, I think, is all part of being in business. And the faster you can adapt, the faster you can modify, the faster you can try something that's out of the box or different than what you've been doing before, the more success you're going to find. So we carved out a good, it was like 6 hours on Friday to do exactly that, to talk about where we needed to make those shifts, how our business is changing, and how we're still going to stay on track with those big goals that we set when it's the end of the year. Okay? So I'm going to give you a helpful, quick little tip. Back in January, I did a really fun training. It's probably one of my most favorite trainings that I've done. It was called 2020, Your Best Year Yet. We can put a big X through that and say craziest. 2020, your craziest year yet. And in that, I created a workbook. It's totally free. It's on the website. I can send you a link to it. I should post that right here as we're chatting. Let's see if I can multitask here. And that workbook walks you through all the questions. It's asking you, what are your goals for this year? What do you want to be doing more of? What do you want to be doing less of? What's working in your business? Which growth strategies do you have that you want to focus on in your business? So it's called 2020 Best Year Yet. It's a workbook. I'm going to post the link right here so you have it. Spoiler alert, we're halfway through 2020 and these same questions apply. So if you're new, just starting out in direct sales, this is a great place to start because you could kind of map out what your goals are over the next 3 to 6 months. I feel like 6 months is a long time to map out goals. But you can kind of spend some time thinking about what do you want to accomplish before the year is over? And I think goal setting is so, so important because if you don't have goals, oh my gosh, my dog just ran into the office behind me. There's a doggy door behind me. So if you don't have those goals written down on paper, you're not going to reach those goals. Like, let me give you a little bit of tough love here and let you know that part of goal setting is writing them down, keeping them top in mind. If you can share them with somebody else, it's a lot of what we do in the academy is we share our monthly goals, our mid-month goals, and we keep everyone kind of on track and accountable because that's so important in our businesses. So I posted a link there in the chat. It's the 2020 best/craziest year ever. And I challenge you just to kind of work through that workbook. Take an hour, maybe 2 hours this weekend, this next week, and spend some time on it. So as you're starting July 1st, you have a solid plan moving forward. So a couple of just quick reflection questions. Those are all in the workbook. What are you most proud of in the first half of the year? What are you most grateful for? Where do you feel like you fell short? What activities did you enjoy the most? What did you not enjoy? What milestones did you hit in your business? What do you want to do more of the second half of the year? What do you want to do less of the second half of the year? By the way, the workbook says 2020. Just cross that out and think about Q3, Q4, the second half of the year for 2020. What does success look like for you? What milestones are you working to achieve? What learning and development goals do you have? I think that's an important one. I mean, I'm kind of a training junkie over here, but that's so important that you are learning and developing and growing, right? What obstacles are getting in your way? How are you going to remove those obstacles? What are your priorities for the remainder of the year? So we're talking like big, big questions here. But this is the time of the year to really regroup. And maybe the first half of the year didn't go as planned, or maybe it did. And now you're looking at how you're going to make up for that, how you're going to get yourself back on track, or how you might change course for the next 6 months of the year before we wrap up 2020. How crazy is that? Halfway through the year. There's also a section in here called By the Numbers. And this is where you can really dive in and look at where are you seeing growth? Is it on your social media channels? Are you seeing growth through recurring box subscriptions? Are you seeing growth in your team numbers? Where are you on or off track? You can compare it to the first half of the year versus your goals for the second half of the year, or you could compare it year over year. It's really up to you kind of how you want to look at that. And then let me show you this. I'm going to just go ahead. Oh, I'm not on Zoom. I was going to share it with you, but you'll have to just grab the workbook. So you can create an action plan by month, and you're going to break those goals down into tiny goals, right? Like we have a 2020 goal, then we're going to break that down by month, by week, and even by day. So raise your hand. Let me know if you have a daily sales goal that you work on achieving. I do. And the number that I work on achieving every day sits right here on a Post-it note on my computer, right next to me. So every day I'm looking at that goal because that's super important that I reach that goal and stay on track for my financial milestones. Okay, so grab the workbook, go through it, cross out 2020, best year ever, change it to 2020, craziest year ever. And then anywhere where you see 2020, just change that to look at the second half of the year, Q3, Q4. Use that worksheet to help keep you on track and doing all the big things that you want to do in your business. All right? So I hope you guys find that helpful. I love workbooks. I love writing down notes. I like reflecting. I'm a big planner, maybe a planning junkie. Is that like a thing? But I love planning and I love coming up with big ideas and then breaking them down into smaller chunks and thinking about what my goals are in those smaller chunks because that feels so much more achievable than setting a goal for the entire year and trying to think on that big number and focus on that. You gotta break it down a little bit, okay? So grab the workbook, spend some time this week evaluating how the last 6 months went, what your goals are for the next 6 months in your business. And last thing to mention, our academy closes tomorrow. So if you haven't received the email to let you know, which you probably did, we send a few emails out. I promise we'll be back to regular email schedule on Tuesday. But really, we are closing our doors for the rest of the summer. We are not opening again until later in the fall. And when we reopen, our prices are increasing. So if you've been thinking about the Modern Direct Seller Academy and you're looking for an amazing community to support you, cheer you on, to share ideas, to access all the courses, all the downloads, all the things. We do masterminds, we have office hours. There is a ton included, and it's just $17 to get started. So if you want to check it out, give us a test run. This is the time to do it. Get yourself in a position so when the fall selling season rolls around, you are ready to roll. So I will drop a comment with the link for that as well. And I hope to see many of you in the Academy as we kick off July and make it the best second half of the year ever, right? Second half of the craziest year ever. All right, you guys, have a great Monday. I look forward to seeing you back here next week. I should be live again right around 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. I know that's late for the East Coasters, but there's always a replay you can watch. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. All right, see you guys later. Have a great day.